Hey, this is day whatever, and today I'm going to be doing some wet sanding. Because right now, where you got the black on there, and we put two coats of clear on there, and it's had a couple of days to dry at pretty warm temperatures, which is cool. Warm temperatures, cool. That's all right. And but that just means it's dry. So I'm going to wet sand it today, and then once that's done, I'm going to dry it all off and throw another couple of coats of clear on there. Because with this lacquer thing, what happens is I got to. It's kind of strange, but what you got to do is you got to add a layer, sand off just the very top of it. Add another layer, sand off just a little top. And eventually, it meets in the middle at a perfectly flat surface. And, well, that's the plan. So, I guess I should start getting on that. So, I'll be back later. Right on. Well, I've been sanding on this thing for a little while. Just with, say, the 600 grit. Now, you see like these little dark specks? The dark specks are low places, and of course all this other stuff is leveled off. So I got a little bit more to do, and it's actually really smooth except for a couple places like right there and right there. Right there is not so smooth, but not too bad for the most part. So I'm gonna keep working on this. I'll be back in a little bit. So just just got done doing a little bit of sanding, and I thought, let's just wipe it off and see where we're at here. It's definitely getting better. So, still a little bit here. You can kind of just barely feel it. It's almost gone. Up here looks real good for the most part. Let's get some different light into it, see what it looks like. Yeah, I think it's going to be all right. Nice. Something seems to be working out. So I'm going to get back to sanding. I'll be back in a little bit. All right, done some more sanding, and yeah, you can probably see for yourself. It's getting there. There's very few little black speckles now. This is getting very smooth. That is very, very cool. Still got to work over here and a little bit over here. What I found is the big secret to not screwing this up like I normally would is to check your work a lot. Like wipe off what you sanded just to make sure that it's done, or how much more you got to go. So, yeah, if I had any wisdom to pass on to anybody else trying to do this kind of thing, check your work. Yeah. So I'm going to go back to finish the sanding up on the front end of this thing, and I'll be back in a little bit. Yeah, so change of plan. I moved the guitar back over here to the stand. Basically because you don't want to put any pressure down on the sandpaper. And this is more like washing a window now instead of sanding something. So not only will it, well, it's just going to make everything easier. Plus I can see what I'm doing a little easier because I'm right up here closer to it. So that's what's happening. But yeah, it's coming along pretty good. I'll be doing a little bit more sand on there, and I'll wipe this off, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes and let you check it out. So here's something that's kind of cool. Let me just get this out of the way momentarily. But, oh shit, dropped it on the ground. It's not really where it's supposed to be. But anyway, so like sanding, this wet sanding stuff, like sometimes you'll find high and low places, and especially when you're doing this lacquer stuff, you don't want to get like the whole thing like super soaking wet as you're sanding. So basically, you just want to get it wet where you're sanding. So I came up with this little handy dandy. It's not really an invention as much as it was just an accident. But it works out. It works out really well because let's say I just want to get it a little wet, like right there. Hey, check that out. It's right where I need it. And then right back into sanding. Alright, well, there you go. This thing is done. At least on this side. It is very smooth. I did notice where I was wet sanding. There's a little place here and there where looks like there's no black paint. So I'll have to touch that up before I go over it with more clear. But I don't have any more black, so I'm going to have to figure out where I'm going to get me some more black lacquer. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this thing over, kind of like this, and sand the back of this and get it looking like the front. So I'll be back. I'll be back later. Hey, so here's the back. It's doing pretty good. It's just got a little couple of issues, so not issues, just spots still, like right in here, and pretty much all over here and over here. Yeah, I still have a little bit of work to do, but yeah, it's coming along. So I'm gonna get back to it. All right, on. It's sanded, front, back, sides. Not really wanting to sand the finish off of the edges. So I'll probably do like some like wet sanding on that when I come around, maybe on the second or third pass. But the thing I got to do right now is I got to find me some black that I can use to touch up a couple of areas. It looks like right there, and it looks like there's even a little piece right there that rubbed off. So I got to hunt around here, see if I've got any more black lacquer, and if not, everything's gonna be put on freaking hold so I can find me some lacquer. So that's that. If I find something out soon, I'll be back. If not, well, then you know, I won't. Later. All right. So I went back to the can that I had the black lacquer in, and it was just enough. I mean, just enough to hit those two little places there and the corner right there. So yeah, it's just enough. I'm completely out of paint now. So I'm going to let that stuff dry for a few minutes, and I think as long as it's smooth and dry, I'm just going to be running some clear coat over that in just about 15 or 20 minutes. So I'll be back. So I just sprayed the last coat of clear on. And so what's really kind of, I don't know, weird. I mean, it's looking okay. If you can get through the foggy hazes. But it's, you know, it's looking okay. It probably needs some more clear on the back here still. But what's really puzzling me is right here. You see what's going on here? It's like, that's what happens when you wet sand. So what has happened is water from wet sanding the clear coat has gotten underneath the wood, and now it's swelling it all up right here and across there. So that sucks dick, by the way. Doing it all the way down the pickup line. Basically, it's doing it right where the other piece of wood was. So like, if you stripped away all the paint, there's 3 pieces of wood. there's a center section and two wings that they glued on. And right there in the middle is right where all that shit's going on. What a pain in the ass. So, I guess the only thing to do is just let this thing freaking dry out for a few days and come back and we'll check it out and see what's going on. But that is not very cool. So I guess that's it. Thanks for watching this. I'm out of here.